Chelsea Football Club is going after Hugo Ekitike as the price is going to drop. That's coming from Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein. The news is big. Furthermore, Chelsea are looking at a shortlist of players. When I tell you this shortlist is getting longer and longer, I mean it's getting longer and longer. However, we need to break it down. We need to be honest. We need to be realistic because the news involves Williams going to Barcelona. You can scratch him off. Kudus and Chelsea having talks again. Joao Pedro having talks with Chelsea. Rodgers and Simmons being ruled out for a specific reason. We need to talk about all of this. We need to be insightful, but at the same time, we need to be responsible and we need to be disciplined. I think it's very easy right now to lose your head. I lost my head after we didn't get Mike Maignan. However, once the window is reopened, everyone's impatient. Why aren't we doing business? I'm going to tell you something. If we sign the players now, they still can't play in the Club World Cup. The season doesn't start for another 2 months. So what I need Chelsea to do is hibernate. I need Chelsea to take stock. I need Chelsea to be responsible. I need them to get the right person, not just a person. You need to marry somebody, you need to find the right person. Otherwise, he ends up taking half of what you own. So reality is, be honest, be realistic, and be measured. But today I'm going to break down all the stories for you guys, and we're going to talk about it like adults. Because a lot of you said a lot of positive things about me, and what I saw is that you lot liked I'm not reactionary, I'm reliable, and I give apparently a measured opinion. Whatever that means, I like it, I appreciate it. You guys are giving me nice feedback, and I love it. There was so much positive feedback and negative feedback that I'm going to try to implement to make this channel the best Chelsea channel. Facts. But before we get started, the thing you lot can do, because I don't ask for money ever on this channel, what I can ask is hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and start sharing this content. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your Liverpool friend, tell your Man United friend, tell people to come to the Kavkas View, right? That's the way we build the channel, that's the way we grow. But let's get started with the news. Chelsea Football Club, Liverpool Football Club, Manchester United are all interested in Hugo Ekitike. Every one of them has been put off by the price. The price has been the down breaker. It's been the deal breaker. You know them ones, you want to go on holiday, your girl tells you, hey babe, we need to go away. I am getting exhausted at work. I want to go on a trip. Can you please book something? You're like, no problem, babes. Let me see how much Mexico is. Cancun, you see the price. You're like, hey, do you know what? It might have to be a cheeky Europe trip. And in this case, people saw, you know what? Hugo Ekitike, I like what I'm seeing. Hey, price, I'm not interested. However, the treacherous little twins, as Drake says, come out in Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein, and they're coming out with lovely stories that people want to hear. So all of a sudden, they're saying the three clubs, the English clubs, believe that the price will drop. They believe that Frankfurt will reduce what they're asking for, and that the fee of £85 million is not going to be there. It'll be somewhere in and around £68 to £76 million. And for me, this is good news, because what this tells me is, with options, you're going to have a higher price. If you're paying more cash, you're going to have a lower price. Feel like what you're doing here is you're paying a premium because they don't need to sell in Frankfurt, but you're not getting ripped off. You're not getting your pants taken off, bruv, in public. You're not getting your trainers taken. You are absolutely getting a deal that you believe is the next best striker in the world. Because when you're paying that kind of money for a prospect, you better hope he's the best next striker in the world. So Chelsea are doing their due diligence and they're measuring it up, and clearly this is their first choice. And what Chelsea want to do, and I'm going to now break it down for the profile that we're looking for, the Hugo Ekitike profile. What they want is somebody that can play in the 9, somebody that can play on the left wing, and somebody that can cover Palmer in an emergence. So what they're going to do is they're going to look and scour the football enough and realize, what do we want? So it's as simple as this. Preferably, what I want is a starter on that left-hand side or a starter on that right-hand side that can do a job at 9 and at 10. Preferably, it's 10 and a winging position. Because with 9, I can live another year with Jackson and Delap. I can live. As long as you get me somebody that is going to elevate and raise the ceiling of the team on the wing. So now, we're going to talk about who Chelsea have been looking at, the links, and we're going to break it down. You all understand the parameters. We're not going to be unrealistic here. We're going to be honest. We're looking for somebody that can play on the wing, cover in the 10, and do the number 9 role if needed in an emergency. So, what we need to talk about is now that we're expecting Joao Felix and Nkunku to go. Because if you think about it logically, Felix is the 10. He's not better than Palmer. He's not going to play because Palmer's going to get maximum minutes, right? On the left wing, Maresca doesn't trust him. And in the 9 position, you might as well not play him there. He's too lightweight, even I'm going to admit. Nkunku's a 10, but he can't play on the left wing in a Maresca system. He's not dynamic enough. and he can't play in the 9. So all of a sudden, you're seeing the types of players that we can't get. We can't get someone that is primarily, in my opinion, a 10. And another thing, the money that we're gonna be asked to pay, I want that person to come in and be a starter. That person can't be a bench player. So we're looking at Nico Williams. Nico Williams, everyone wanted him, right? Arsenal and Chelsea were twerking. Arsenal and Chelsea were basically there saying, look, the minute you want to leave, no matter who we're after, we're going to get you, right? The minute you tell me I'm going to send my car, I'm going to leave the person I'm with, I'm going to jump in my car, I'm driving to wherever you are, we're securing this deal. Arsenal and Chelsea made that explicitly clear. And Nico Williams has religious and actually conveniently just always said 12 million euros net. 12 million euros net. And when you think about that, that's around about 250k, I think, minimum net. After tax, hey, the money shoots up. The money shoots up like crazy. It's like nearly 450k gross. He has wanted crazy contract. And the reason he wanted that is because he believes he should be compensated to A, leave Bilbao, and B, leave Spain. He wants to stay in Spain. Fabrizio today confirmed. He's basically accepted the terms Barcelona offered. 7 to 8 million in net. And the reason why, he took a pay cut for them. He said, Barcelona, I'm going to take a pay cut for you. Listen, the deal's always been set. This happened last year, Barcelona couldn't pay for it. This is happening this year, and guess what? They're most probably going to find the money somehow, and they're going to secure his service. This is not realistic. We're wasting our time. This deal was off. Nobody should be paying Nico Williams 12 million net. 8 million, 7 million net, I kind of get it. I do. But even then, I would still have my reservations. I don't think he's the floor ceiling raiser that everyone thinks he is. Genuine. According to The Guardian, and they gave us a lot of news today. The sources are from The Guardian moving forward now. Kudus, it has held secondary talks with Chelsea. Chelsea and West Ham have sat down. They've had some discussions. And what has happened here is Chelsea Football Club want Mohammed Kudus. Chelsea Football Club have looked at Mohammed Kudus. And Mohammed Kudus could be available. However, and there's a catch. The catch is Mohammed Kudus needs to be straight up cash. There ain't going to be none of those swap deals. It ain't going to be super creative. West Ham have a value. You need to meet it. The thing is they want to sell. And they're interested in Robert Sanchez. Don't know why, but they are. They also are looking at KDH. So for me, there is some room to do some work here. The key here is, what does he tick the 3 boxes that we had, right? In my opinion, he's a very good winger. You can play him right or left. He's absolutely brilliant in the terms of he scores goals, he's direct, he can beat a man off the press. He's absolutely really good, right? He can press off the ball. He works hard. I think he's got star power in Mohammed Kudus. The problem with Mohammed Kudus is, can he play 10? Personally, I don't think he can play to a great standard. However, he can do it to a good standard, and you can always move Estevao to the 10 as cover for Palmer. Then, can he play number 9? I don't think he can play number 9, but he can do running in behind. He can do what Pedro Neto done. So for me, this is my favourite out of the 4 choices I'm going to tell you. Kudus, for me, he comes in. He's the best right winger we have. For me, he comes in. He's the best left winger we have. What's there to worry about? You've literally ticked the 2 boxes. He's going to cost a lot of money. However, if you're buying someone for a lot of money, he needs to start. He starts. For me, it's a no-brainer. Kudus, excellent opinion. The talks have already started. The next player we're linked with is Joao Pedro. So Joao Pedro, at this moment in time, there have been talks between his people and Chelsea Football Club, and what I think is happening here, because this story is not going away. Initially, this broke out in Brazil. Since then, it's come back through The Guardian now, and English reports are picking this up, that his agent is talking to Chelsea. The player looks for an exit, and he's held talks with Newcastle, Arsenal. They're trying to basically fabricate a move for him out. I want to avoid this move, and we need to talk about why. Number 1, he's not a left winger. He can't play on the left wing. He's not explosive enough. He's an inside forward. You're basically getting yourself another Nkunku. He can play in the 10 role. I don't think he's better than Joao Felix or Christopher Nkunku. I'm saying that now. He's a poor finisher. He doesn't shoot. And for me, as a number 9, he lacks the interest and the physicality to play number 9. I think he's a very decent 10. I think you put him in Tottenham. He's a very good player. He'll get you a bunch of goals. Problem is the higher up you get, the more you need better finishing, the more you need better athleticism, the more you need creativity. And I think he lacks that. So for me, I think this is a fabricated story trying to get interest for this player from his agent's camp. I think his agent and his camp are putting it out there, holding talks with Chelsea, holding talks with Arsenal. Hold on, would you want me? Are you interested? And what Chelsea are doing is, just in case their first choice doesn't work out, they're going to come back in for him. The next two players we need to talk about are Rodgers and Xavi Simons. And their stories are very similar, right? What we know at this moment is, we're going to start with Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons is on the list. Xavi Simons is a very lightweight player. He's small, he's very nippy, very trickery, like he can get around, he'll score goals, good ball striker. The problem is, I don't think he'll play now. If Xavi Simons comes in, he's going to want to play. Why? Because Xavi Simons, out of the players that I've mentioned, I think has the highest ceiling, as in he most probably could be the best. However, he could also be the Premier League might not suit him. Dutch players don't always come to the Premier League and do well. There's not a good track record of it. He's not the strongest. He's not the biggest. He could literally be another Nkunku waiting to happen, where we just look at him and say, the profile's wrong. What are we doing? And for me, that is imperative that we get this right on this occasion. Leipzig want crazy amount of money. I think they want north of 65 million euros. For me, you can't pay that kind of money. You can't, because once again, he can't play 9. He can't play left wing properly. And what's going to happen is he's going to have to play 10. He's not going to play over Palmer. So you just spent so much money for a second choice player, when in reality, think about it logically, you have Estevao who can go there. You have Kendry Pires who can go there. For crying out loud, play Joao Felix or Nkunku, or even bring back Carney. You don't have to pay for those. If you can't move them, you might as well use them. You're paying them anyway. So for me, this is where it gets a little bit sticky. The next person they're looking at is Morgan Rodgers. Rodgers is a 10. You see the problem here? If Rodgers is a 10, then you have to move Palmer to the right, because the money it's going to take to get Rodgers to Chelsea Football Club is around about 65-70 million pounds, and Aston Villa might have to sell closer to the deadline to balance their books, and it's going to be a very difficult thing for them to do. However, Rodgers will fix those issues straight away. But what I think is going to happen is they're going to try and move other players over and over again. So for me, it's a little bit of a sticky situation. So let's summarize what we spoke about today. We spoke about the fact that we know Hugo Ekitike is the #1 target. Chelsea want him. Chelsea have actively been chasing him. It's public. After that, we have a short list of 4 players. Mohammed Kudus, Xavi Simons, Joao Pedro, and Morgan Rodgers. The 4 players all have their own unique criteria. But you have to remember, 3 positions need to be filled by that player at a very bare minimum. 2. Number 10, cover for Palmer. And that's the key word, cover for Palmer. A starting choice winger, and best case scenario, they can do a job at number 9. All of a sudden, those options aren't looking as pretty, but Kudus is the one that stands out for me. If we're going to get anyone, you go get Kudus. A lot of you are going to ask me now, Alex, what's going on with the Mudryk situation? Why aren't you talking about it? Listen, there's not much for me to say. I made a quick TikTok video on the only positive about this situation. It's in the pinned comment below. Go check it out. It won't take you longer than 30 seconds. And yeah, follow me there. But remember, give the club a chance. And I'm going to say that. Why I'm saying that is because the window's just opened. These players can't play in the Club World Cup. So why are we going to stress and try overpay to get the deals done now? What they need to do is get the right profile, not just spend stupid amount of money, because in the long term, it's going to cost us. Why not be patient? Maybe a Rodrigo becomes available. Maybe a Leao becomes available. Maybe someone that we're not expecting drops their wages in Victor Osimhen. You don't know. Nico Williams dropped his. So, it is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, hey, this was a great video, I can tell.